So I'm currently working on a game where you can fly a ship through a space facility using your phone's gyro controls. Now everything is looking great so far, but one thing that's still bothering me is the game's game over screen. It's not bad, but this bit of static text can be a bit boring to look at, especially since I crashed quite a lot. Let's see what I can do to spice things up a bit. A while ago I found this video by Hyperplexed, where he shows you how to create this hacker-like randomized text effect using HTML and JavaScript, which I think would fit the futuristic space facility vibe I'm going for. The video is fantastic, and I highly recommend you check it out, but web APIs can be somewhat confusing, and I'm using C# in Unity. So I have to do it my way. Here I have a basic scene with a text object with some styling. I'll start off by creating a script called hackerText and assigning it to the text object. Then I'll get a reference to the object and store the default text. Okay, before I start programming the logic for this animation, let's break down the effect to get a better understanding of what we're going for. Now, I want to randomize the entire text with some interval, so I'll need a loop of some kind. And the randomized text should return the original text from left to right, so I'll need to increment an index from 0 to the length of the original text. Lastly, the text randomizes a few times before incrementing, so I'll need another loop for that as well. Alright, I think I know what to do. Let's create a coroutine with an int variable called letterIndex, which will correspond to each letter of our text. Now I want the loop to stop once the letter index exceeds the length of the text, so let's add that condition. In a nested while loop, I'll add a random count, which keeps track of the number of times the text will animate before incrementing. Then I'll delay each cycle by 0.2 seconds before increasing the random count, and once it reaches 5, increment the letter index. If I assign the text to the random count and letter index, we should see this working properly. Alright, looking good so far, but I'm not randomizing any text yet, so I'll create a new function called randomizedText that takes in a string and returns it. I want to replace each character with a random one, so with a list of characters I can loop through each character in our text and replace it with a random one in the list. Oh, and this doesn't work apparently, let me just look it up. And thanks. Okay, so I can go ahead and check if this works, and we can see that it's definitely randomizing, but I need a way to prevent the characters below the letter index from randomizing. Well, if we take a look at the for loop, it starts at 0, which will loop through the entire text every time. So by passing in a start index, we can skip over that character and return the original. Cool, it's a bit slow, let me just lower the delay. Maybe a bit more.